News for you, but first, here are the top stories making headlines at this hour. President William Ruto leads government officials to unpack strategies that government has set to empower Kenyans in a public baraza held at the KICC. Medics under the Kenya Medical, Pharmacists and Dentists Union dig in on their intended mass action that is likely to paralyze operations in public hospitals. Calls for tougher action against perpetrators of sexual and gender-based violence as the 16 days of activism against GBV come to an end. Plus, we tell you how Kilifi County is reaping big from the just concluded International Investment Conference. I am Chebet Birir, and here is what you need to know right now. President William Ruto held another public baraza session with Kenyans at the Kenyatta International Conference Center on Monday to detail steps the government has taken to ensure more Kenyans get gainful employment. He highlighted some of the areas in which the government has succeeded in creating jobs, such as the establishment of special economic zones and industrial parks to promote local manufacturing.
Mimi mtu akona 46 mama boga, sijapata kazi kwa vijana, sijabenefiti kwa pesa ya uzee, sijaenda majuu. Niko wapi kwa hii kazi? Watoto wangu, ukikumbuka wakati ya siasa pale Karen nilikuambia social yangu hakusoma, mama yangu hakusoma, mimi sikusoma.
A move by the Cabinet Secretary Dr. Alfred Mutua, where he facilitated the exportation of Kenyan skilled energetic labor to external markets for job opportunities. A good move that we appreciate, but doesn't that move leave the Kenyan economy at a bad place with the deprived skilled labor and or stressed skilled labor that cannot meet its potential?
We're talking about Kenyans going to work to produce the German vehicles. So you go to Germany as an engineer, you produce the vehicles for 2 to 3 years, then you come back home. What happens? You're bringing back new talent. Kenya is actually getting brain gain.
Tulikubaliana ya kwamba mama mboga pia atafanya kazi mahali kuna heshima. Tutahakikisha tutajenga soko. Tuhakikisha kwamba kina mama mboga wanafanya kazi. As I talk to you, nikiongea na wewe, tunajenga saa hizi soko 200 Kenya.
Now, as the world marks the climax of 16 days of activism against gender-based violence, stakeholders from Nyeri County have also taken to the streets to sensitize the public and call for an end to femicide. Our reporter Clement Masombo is following on this story, and he now joins us live. Good afternoon, Masombo. Good to see you. Tell us, what is going on in Nyeri County?
Well, very good afternoon to you. In fact, indeed, it's true that today, as the world marks the climax of 16 days of activism against gender-based violence, stakeholders in Nyeri have also decided to take part in that, and they started by walking around the streets of Nyeri County, just sensitizing the public against gender-based violence, and in attempts to also ensure that the numbers reduce. And of course, they are also calling on the general public to end femicide. And right with me, I will start. I'll talk to a few of them to tell us what are the highlights of today's work and event that you are here at Nyeri Whispers Park. Start by introducing yourself.
Okay, my name is Judy Kingori. I am a media activist, and it's very disheartening that we started this year with a walk in this town about this same issue, and we're back today because we've seen killings across the country day in, day out. Mara msichana amepatwa wapi? And that can be me. I keep thinking every day, that can be me. And nothing at all justifies violence against women, killings against women, rape of girls and women. Nothing at all justifies it. There's no dignity that is higher, like a man's dignity is not higher than a woman's dignity. And that's why we're here today. We will continue marching. We are not relenting. We have to declare femicide a national crisis, and it has to be given the attention it deserves. From uko chini kwa sub-chief, to the assistant commissioners, to the commissioner himself, they have to give this issue the attention it deserves. Men need to know that women should stop being killed. If a woman doesn't want stories zako, wachana na yeye aende. Wachana na yeye. There's nothing that justifies killing of women. Kama ulimpea pesa, akakosa kukuja, wachana na yeye aende. You will make more money. Money is not like the end of everything. So leave women alone. If you see a woman running on the road, do not catcall her. If you see a beautiful woman walking on the road, do not catcall her. We need the world to be a better and a safer place for women. Thank you.
And perhaps as an activist, when you speak about Nyeri County, what are the statistics? What's the status of GBV cases in Nyeri?
So we do not have any conclusive statistics right now about this county. And that is something we will follow up with the county commissioner. But we keep saying even one life lost is too many. Because that is how we normalize this. If you kill me today and nobody says anything, other 3 women will be killed tomorrow. I met a woman up at Juicy AP Canteen, just gone for lunch. I met this woman, she's in her 50s with a very small child who's like 3 years. You know what that woman told me? Her mother was killed in the sports club, just here behind me, Mokaro Sports Club. And that thing pained me. We didn't hear it in the news because nobody's talking about it, nobody's amplifying it. And that's why we're here today. We won't shut up because those cases are not being spoken about enough. So we will follow up about the statistics, but even one life is too much. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. Let me also talk to you. Start by introducing yourself and why did you decide to participate in today's walk, and what is your message to the general public about cases of femicide and the GBV?
Thank you so much. My name is Susan Joroge. I am a student hapa at Dedan Kimathi University of Technology. Nimetoka class so that I can come and join other women in marching leo. So I've participated hapa because I want to be among the voices of the women when you're wamepitia GBV and the women when you wanapitia femicide. This should be an issue yenye inafaa kuwa raised. Everyone should know about it, and ifai kuwa inachukuliwa lightly. It should be a national issue. It is a national issue. Sindio? Yes. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. Maybe you will start by introducing yourself and tell us if you participated in last year's walk. Perhaps 1 year later today, have we made any progress as a nation, as a county, as citizens? Or maybe let me direct that to this because you were here last year. Start by introducing yourself, and have we made any progress so far?
Thank you. Let me introduce myself. My name is Njeri Mwangi. I'm a human rights defender within Nyeri County, working within Mount Kenya region. I want to say that during the last week of January this year, 2024, we went to the streets, the whole country, and Nyeri led in the protest to say that we are tired of femicide. And so counting from January, 10 months later, 11 actually, here we are doing the same thing on an escalated level because the femicide cases are not stopping. And all other forms of GBV, telling the world that it is not okay. It is not okay that women in Kenya are being butchered. It is not okay that women are going through GBV each and every day. And the statistics, the numbers are going on higher and higher and higher. They're not stopping. All through the media, we are finding cases. A woman was found dead. A woman was found dead. A polite reminder is that some of the families who are going through these issues, their families are feeling stigmatized that their loved ones were killed because of they were killed by their partners, and so they choose to hide and they choose to just allow the matter to go away. And so we believe that the numbers are getting higher. Only that families who are coming out to say we want our issue to be publicized, the numbers are going down. But again, on the same case, there are other families that are choosing, we want to be silent about this and we don't want any other thing to do. A special recognition to our Muslim sisters, whom we never get to hear about their stories. They die in the morning and by evening, they are gone. Some of them, their data is never collected. And they're not just any other woman who's dead. They are lives that matter. I'm here to say women lives matter. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. As we finalize with you, perhaps, what's your message today?
I'm Sharon Watere. I'm a HIV activist and a GBV activist. Whatever I do back in the communities, we do talk, we do have those youth talks, we interact with the youths and the men at large. Keeping in mind, like almost a week ago, we had World AIDS Day. Now today we have Femicide Day. Whatever we are saying is, my voice matters. My voice, my tool. If I say it's a no, I mean that no is no. If I say it's a yes, I mean that yes is a yes. So my take to the society is, please, and I say please, let's stop those kangaroo courts, because we are the children. Some of us are the results of kangaroo courts. We are bitter, and some of the issues that have been said in the community, being a community champion, is how utasema huyu mtu aje na ni yeye ana provide. Let that man, let that person not provide under my name, because you can come and have sex with me so that you can pay my mom, or have something with me so that you can pay. No, it's not a commercial thing. It's not an economical thing. Whatever you are doing, whatever the society is doing, please let's stop, and let's stop kangaroo courts. There are laws. I appreciate our county in Nyeri. There is a GBV desk and we cooperate with them nicely. Yes.
Thank you so much. Of course, those are women voices speaking from Nyeri County, very elaborate about cases of femicide and gender-based violence. But then it is also important to note that men also suffer from gender-based violence. And perhaps speaking from listening to DCC Nyeri Central speaking, he said everybody, be it a woman or a man who faces any form of gender-based violence, should come out and report the cases, because it is only from reporting that maybe most of them can get assistance. But this is just one of the highlights of the story that we are following up from this side of the country. Chebet.
Thank you, Masombo. Indeed, there is no violence against any gender that is justifiable. Now, that story on GBV will take us to a short break, but don't go away. We'll be back shortly.
Kamita kuwa bingwa.
Welcome back. Medics in Migori County have suspended their planned strike, granting Governor Ochilo Ayako's administration 3 months to address their grievances fully. Representatives from 5 medical staff unions across Migori hospitals announced the decision during a joint press briefing in Nairobi town. The unions had initially initiated I'll take that again. The unions had initially given a strike notice on November 25th. Speaking on behalf of the unions, Nurses Union Migori County Branch Secretary General Ben Onoka said the strike was called off after a consultative meeting with county officials. During the meeting, the county secretary Oscar Olima pledged to resolve the medics' concerns within the stipulated time frame. Olima acknowledged the critical impact that the strike would have had on health services across the country. This would have impacted 160 medical facilities, and committed to ensuring the issues are addressed promptly.
Today we want to suspend the strike that was to take place from midnight today. So we will continue to provide services across the county. Nobody will miss services. We want to give the county government enough time to work on the issues that we wanted to be worked upon. Now we want to inform all our people that it is about dialogue that will bring us together with any county government.
We had 3 key issues that we wanted addressed for our members, and they are promotions, There's redesignations, employment, and medical cover. Without delving into the details, I would say we've had clear ways forward and with clear timelines that we'll share with our members. And due to that, we will give room to the leadership to implement these resolutions within the timelines.
Together with my colleagues here, we have met with the officials of those unions and arrived at what we believe is a reasonable conclusion that would help with the continuity of the delivery of services in our health facilities. As you very well know, in the Migori County, we have about 160 facilities in total, 143 being at a lower level.
Before we continue, I'd like to urge you to stay tuned to KTN because today we are hosting the Health CS Deborah Mulongo Baraza, and she'll be addressing health issues in the country and the state of health in the country. Please do stay with us throughout the day. Now, let's proceed. The government, through the PS of TVET, Dr. Esther Muworia, has said they have proposed a good education funding model for all the TVET institutions where each student will get 85,000 shillings. She challenged Taita Taveta leaders and residents to enroll in large numbers at the just launched gemology workshop at the Taita Taveta National Institute in Voi. Currently, the Polytechnic has 3,000 learners and only 34 students have enrolled to the gemology workshop. And as Hezron Kimari now reports, in Voi.
Well, Taita Taveta leaders and residents have been challenged to enroll largely into the Taita Taveta National Polytechnic Gemology Training Center, which has been launched today by the PS TVET. This is coming along the low number of enrollment currently, where only 34 students are taking the courses on gemology training courses. And now we'll be getting opportunity to hear sentiments by the leaders and also some of the students.
This facility will help us to know more on how to value addition gemstones from its raw state to a more marketable jewel, and also it will assist the community at large as a way of gaining money. Instead of people going outside the country to cut stones, we are training them so that they can be able to cut the stones here in Kenya.
What type of stones?
We cut green garnets, we cut rubies, we cut tourmalines, and every other stones which are mined in Kenya.
It benefits the country in the resources. You find that most of the minerals, some are being mined here in Kenya, and nationals from other countries, and they come and take away the minerals that are in our country without us benefiting from them. So I believe in this course it will be of more great help to us, not only as the young people but also as a nation.
Tuseme wewe nyinyi ndio mko huku nje. You must help us bring the students here. 3,400 ni kidogo. I consider that done. We have seen the big workshop that these people have brought us with only 34 students. We should be talking about 200 students to use this lab. And that is how we are going to develop our community here, and that is how we are going to develop Kenya.
Watasaidika, manake hii italeta value kwa ile madini yao na watayaonea raha na watafanya kazi zaidi. Kisi ambacho kilichobakia ni sisi wabunge, ikiwezekana hii workshop ambayo iko hapa hii Gemology Center ni sisi tulete watoto wengi katika jimbo letu, kwa sababu tuko na madini mingi. Ni kila pande, kila kiongozi au sike na ajibike kuleta watoto waje waongezeke hapa. Hao watoto wetu wajue mambo na madini zaidi.
As we have already come up with our suggested funding model, mambo ya university hatutaki, na sisi hata hatutaki kwenda kwa hiyo committee. Sisi tumemaliza, tumeandika what we call a cabinet memo. The cabinet memo is now with the CS. It is going to cabinet, and I am nasukuma CS tuweze kuipeleka kwa cabinet before we go for Christmas, so that as we have our funding model ready. Na sisi hatuna shida na funding model, kwa sababu ile pesa tunauliza kwa serikali per student is approximately 85,000.
According to the leaders and also residents in Taita Taveta County, they are hoping this particular institution or the courses will be a game changer in improving the mining sector in the country. Reporting for KTN News from Voi, I'm Hezron Kimari.
The Eastern Africa Power Pool EAPP will launch a day market in early 2025, allowing Eastern African countries to buy and sell electricity from each other, as the regional power system EAPP aims to connect 600 million people to clean energy by 2030. Speaking during the opening ceremony of the ongoing EAPP conference, Cabinet Secretary for Ministry of Energy and Petroleum, Opio Wandai, said that the anticipated launch of the centralized platform will unlock greater efficiency, transparency, and competitiveness, and also enable countries to optimize their energy sources, meet demand while fostering price discovery for fair and equitable trade.
Kenya was among the first 7 countries that agreed to the establishment of the EAPP by signing the intergovernmental MOU. Since then, we have been committed as a country to see to it that the objective of EAPP is achieved by investing in the construction of the interconnectors, as was aptly captured by the Principal Secretary a while back. For instance, our interconnection with Ethiopia through the 500 high voltage DC transmission line is a testament to the power of collaboration. Through this link, we are already importing some 200 megawatts of renewable energy, enhancing our energy mix as a country while supporting Ethiopia's renewable energy ambitions. Furthermore, Kenya has now finalized the construction of the 400 kV transmission line interconnection with Tanzania. This interconnection, once energized on the 11th as the PS has announced, will not only enable Tanzania to harness renewable energy capacity in Kenya, but also leverage Kenya's transmission infrastructure.
Now, fish processing plants around Lake Naivasha have expressed their concern over low fish production in the troubled water body. They have been forced to rely on fish farmers from the nearby counties for fish supply as demand for fish products continues to rise. This came as Nakuru County admitted that fish production in the lake had gone down, mainly due to climate change and illegal fishing, with promise to do major restocking in the coming weeks. According to David Agonga from Airstrip Blessings Youth Limited, demand for fish products in the region was on the rise in the last 1 year.
Outside the box, and now we started fish value addition. Now in the process of doing fish value addition, so we started in Karagita. This is a youth group that is impacting also to the community. That's why we've been able to also employ the local youths around here. We have also been able to give back to the community.
Because most of them previously were poachers that raided Lake Naivasha, were getting fish product from Lake Naivasha. And they had conflict with the coast guards. We had so many deaths there. Remember last year around September, we had so many deaths of these people. And at the moment, we have reduced that.
Kabla sijakuja hapa nilikuwa ninakaa tu huko, sikuwa na kazi. Sasa wakati tulikutana na Devi, ndo akanileta hapa, nikaanza kujua hata venye wanachinja samaki.
Kila county tukue na something like this, it help a lot of ladies, because kuwa lady kupata job ukinje si mchezo, lakini if like uwe lady na ukue hapa ndani, it is easy.
We'll now take another short commercial break, but when we are back, we'll have business news with Kelly Boss. Stay tuned.
Now, very good afternoon. Thank you for staying with News Desk. My name is Kelly Otieno. I'm here for your business news. And now, for many years, M-Pesa has made us, think that we are banked, which is almost like a bank, but it has not been a bank because the cost of accessing banks has always been high. And so today in business, we start with a bankless showtown where the cost of accessing financial services has for many years been a major concern for residents of Kendu Bay, an area that has not had a bank for quite some time. However busy the fishing town on the shores of Lake Victoria has been left behind with its residents and business community subjected to hard toil of seeking financial services in neighboring towns. According to the locals and a spot check by KTN, the town does not own a single automatic teller machine. KTN's Esther Diana visited Kendu Bay town and brings us this story.
Tangu nizaliwe hapa Kendu Bay sijaona waiona bank.
We have got no bank since I was born 1975 and up to now.
More than 300 kilometers from the busy streets of Kenya's capital, Nairobi, is Kendu Bay town, a small, vibrant fishing town that has never had the luxury of experiencing the perks of a physical financial institution. Sandwiched between Kisumu, Homa Bay and Ayugis, the residents of this town have been forced to seek financial services from the neighboring towns. In many ways, the locals have reckoned that this arrangement has limited their access to financial services, limited investments, and exposed them to dangers on transit.
In fact, I left my car here, took a motorbike, hiding to Ayugis.
Ile changamoto kubwa ni fare ambazo tunatumia kutafuta mahali tuna deposit pesa ama tukitaka kutoa pesa. Na huwa sana nateseka nikitaka kudeposit school fee kwa watoto ambao wako shuleni.
Locals and the business community have emphasized that lack of a bank and financial literacy in Kendu Bay town has hindered its growth and also instigated a lack of savings culture. Despite the availability of mobile banking and M-Pesa, a resident and a trader has said that accessibility of the funds on mobile has corrupted the savings culture.
Tukiwa na pesa tunasave tu kwa M-Pesa, but transaction ni mingi. At least sisi pia tukue na bank, tunaweza kopa hata pesa ya biashara.
Lazima niende Homa Bay ndio niweke pesa, na kuenda Homa Bay na kurudi itachukua kitu kama 400. Sasa zingine unaenda kwa bank unapata kama bank imejaa.
Despite technological advancements, many people in this town have been reluctant to adopt mobile banking. Ironically, statistics have shown that Homa Bay is one of the counties with the highest access to financial services, even as one of its townships, Kendu Bay, has been left behind for many years with regards to financial inclusion. Given the challenge of accessing financial services, high cost of commute to neighboring towns and insecurity, residents now want a bank in their locality, as a lack of it has impaired the growth potential of the fishing town. Banks, they have said, is essential as it encourages savings.
There was some risk involved that maybe you could be raided on the road and you lose all the money. And, we also have suppliers who still don't trust checks.
Unaweza fanya biashara lakini mali ya kuweka hii pesa yako hauwezi pata karibu. Sasa unapata au wezi wanakuja wanatuvamia ili wachukue ile pesa yako umefanya.
Sababu kwanza hata nikipata pesa nakula yote. Hakuna hata ile naweza save ambayo naweza sema ati hii nikiweka inaweza kunisaidia. Mimi nitatumia yote. Vile uchumi sasa ni mbaya.
Hapa tuko na merry go round. Hapa tuko na ma groups nyingi na tumekosa mahali pa kuweka pesa. Pesa zenyewe tunaweka kwa M-Pesa na inakuwa kwa muda chache. Na fee yenye wanatuchaji ni nyingi sana. Pesa inaingia hapa kila siku.
ni mamilioni ya pesa.
The people of the fishing town on the shores of Lake Victoria in Homa Bay County have resorted to Shylocks to get loans which accrue high interest rates. With a blue economy, they say the town holds massive growth potential if well tapped. According to the locals, for every 1,000 shillings loaned to them by Shylocks, they part with up to 100 shillings, which roughly translates to 10% interest every day on top of the 1,000 loaned.
Lisa ina save kwa bank, tukiomba loan kwa bank, inakuwa ngumu kufanya process kwa sababu pengine wanaona umesave pesa kidogo, lakini umbali ya mita ambao tunaenda kusave pesa ndio sasa imetusinda.
The Central Bank of Kenya Financial Access Survey for 2021 showed that financial access increased to 83.7% in 2021 from 82.9% in 2019, mainly driven by use of technology. The survey indicated that Nairobi County had the highest access to financial services at 95% and Homa Bay at 81.8%, while West Pokot County had the lowest access to formal channels.
Ukiweka banki hapo Kendu, nitafikuru tunakuwa bishuri. Tena Masai ukachukua pesa, tunapatia sisi pesa, ukirudisha ni ngumu. Kwa maana saa ingine tunachukua hata ukipatia wewe 1,000 tunarudisha na 100 kila siku. Ukikuwa paka Jumaa 500 na mshaenda.
And even where we sit at Oyugis, most of our key customers come from Kendu Bay, especially the business community. The customers travel long distances coming to the bank to bank, and some of them are actually carrying hard cash. It becomes really difficult to transact. For every 20 of KCB Oyugis customers, about 10 is coming from Kendu Bay. Opening Kendu Bay for me, I am not looking at it like it's getting customers off Oyugis. I'm seeing it's opening greater opportunities for the bank to bank the unbanked.
While the residents in the vibrant town are bankable, KCB Bank has said that banking them has been a challenge as some prefer to keep money with Shylocks. For a very long time, this fishing town has been deprived of access to mainstream financial services, save for mobile banking. This in many ways has hindered its growth potential. Now, with Kenya's biggest bank set to pitch camp here, the potential of this town is left to be seen. Reporting for KTN, I am Esther Diana in Kendu Bay, Homa Bay County.
Now, a beautiful story by Esther Diana right there, a bankless showtown. I think that's an opportunity for innovators to go down there and do fintech solutions. Now, speaking about innovators, we move on to technology, where women have been urged to embrace opportunities in the technology sector, traditionally dominated by men. Speaking in Nairobi during the signing of an MOU between Women in Technology and Innovation in Africa and China Trade Week Global, Principal Secretary for MSMEs Development, Susan Mangeni, emphasized the need for women to tap into tech opportunities as the future increasingly relies on innovation. The partnership aims to empower African women through economic opportunities, digital inclusion, and cross-border collaborations.
This will be part of a mentorship program where we will really mentor our young girls to take up these jobs. And you know very well, when a woman wakes up or stands up, the whole country stands up. So we want to use women to really transform this country.
Our goal is to advocate for more women to join the tech industry and change the narrative that only men go to technology or innovative sector. We want to see more women in the tech industry. We want to see more women innovation.
The partnership is a very important mandate to drive awareness, opportunity in the technology space, which obviously kind of drives entrepreneurship, especially within the female sector. Obviously, the female sector is growing as a workforce, and our platform with China Trade Week will bring in investment, will bring in international partnerships that hopefully will drive and not only the technology economy, but obviously the Kenyan economy.
What we are looking forward to is exposure for the women. We want to have a lot of information sharing and technological exchange between women in Kenya and women in China, and also organizations that are coming from China to exhibit during the CTW summit happening next year.
It has improved efficiency, not just in connectivity, but you can be able to do certain transaction, you can access a market, you can just generate value through the exchange of that information. It shows we already existing in a technological space. And I love telling the people I interact with that if you want to think of doing a business or investing in an income generation opportunities, you do not need to look beyond your locality. You have to look within your locality for very good ideas.
Now, Kenya's creative sector contributes 5% to the national GDP, creating diverse jobs and as a contributor to healthier lifestyle. However, there has been a growing concern of gender equitable narratives within the sector. With this, the Creative Economy Practice at CC Hub has unveiled the Creative Economy Incubator Program. The program, delivered in partnership with African No Filter, is designed to empower African storytellers by equipping them with gender equitable storytelling skills, shifting harmful gender norms around roles of men and women in and outside the home, with the long-term goal of representing male and female representatives.
We believe that there's a lot from our traditions, from our history, that the world and us can benefit from. And film, music, fashion, performing and visual arts, these are all ways that we can express those identities. So in addition to building wealth, we also want to really create opportunities for creative expression in different disciplines. There are lots of stereotypes around both men and women in our societies today that are not helpful. They're not helpful for prosperity, they're not helpful for social cohesion, they're not helpful for growth. And so what we're trying to do with the Entertainment and Media Hubs program is to support storytellers to tell better gender equitable stories. What do we mean by gender equitable stories? We mean stories that crowd in new narratives about both men and women. So for example, stories about what positive masculinity looks like, or stories about what empowered women look like in society.
Now we move on to artificial intelligence for startups, where Microsoft, through the company's Africa Transformation Office, has unveiled an initiative that will accelerate advancements in artificial intelligence and foster collaborations between startups and industry leaders. The initiative will also mark the launch of Microsoft's strategic collaborations with NVIDIA, aimed at accelerating AI startups development in Africa.
For us, how we're looking at AI and how we're leveraging it is we have this era where somebody has innovated a refrigerator and we have people who need to come up with the drinks that actually go into the refrigerator. So that creates a platform that I think existed some 20, 30 years ago on the onset of the internet, because we can literally create products that can go global very fast.
What we're seeing in Kenya and in Africa is a lot of technology-enabled businesses. And for entrepreneurs and founders, what happens is when you're starting off your company or you're starting off your venture, especially if it's a technology-based company, you see how you can host your infrastructure, how you can sort of leverage off other types of technology. And this is where Microsoft is coming for us.
We see and believe that AI could be a good technology to actually allow Africa to leapfrog some of the challenges they're facing, or rather those challenges are actually opportunities for startups like Zendawa and Price and PesaWise to actually solve some of those problems while creating businesses, which is another economic upside for Africa.
Well, a very good afternoon to you. Let's now take a look at the latest in sports. My name is Robinson Okenye. We take off with the summer youth development. And now the Kenya Academy of Sports is holding its annual youth camp in different areas across the country. In Eldoret, in Uasin Gishu County, the Academy is seeking to elevate the youth in the area in both on-field and off-field matters. Jeff Mogire reports.
At Hill School and Moi Girls Eldoret, Uasin Gishu County, a group of young and talented boys and girls have assembled from across the Rift Valley. They are here for a 2-week camp organized by Kenya Academy of Sports, aimed at producing a proper database which will be used to track and develop athletes and talents across the country.
What we are doing is the coaches selected by CAS or Kenya Academy of Sports, we are here just to give them the adaptive training program.
The youngsters feel the camp is critical in the development as they seek to take the world by storm.
Hii camp imekuwa poa sana, tumeweza kutrain. Wengine tulikuja tukiwa chini, but at least tumepata makocha wako skilled, wameweza kutupea vitu zenye zimeweza kutusaidia kama more of endurance tumefanya last week.
Aside from field work, Kenya Academy of Sports say the players have a lot to gain off field.
This kind of arrangement, we are able to take them through, tell them the importance, the discipline aspects, the life skills that we are going through, the AIDS pandemic, which is real, and these are things that we talk to them day in, day out.
The coaches in charge will select a team of 10 athletes from each discipline to compete with other regions in the future. Jeff Mugire, KTN, Eldoret, Western Gishu County.
Now, you know, it's the festive season and we are having lots of grassroots tournaments. And Kitaka FC and Fire Rangers emerged the winners of the inaugural Mama Haki Peace Foundation that took place in Likoni in Mombasa County. Kitaka defeated Vimbwanga 4-0 in the final, while Fire Rangers defeated Likoni Starlets.
Maudhui yetu yalikuwa ni kuleta mapenzi na uwiano baina ya vijana wa Likoni. Na nawapongeza vijana kwa idadi kubwa ambao wamejitokeza kuweza kunipa heshima ya kuja kujumuika katika mtanange huu. Na nimuniulize kwa nini nimeleta mchuano wa amani. Kwa sababu utovu wa usalama unaoendelea Likoni ni baina ya vijana ambao ni ndugu moja. Nikaona ipo haja tuje tukae pamoja, tucheze kwa amani ili niweze kutoa madukuduku yangu. Leo isiwe ni kilele cha Super Cup peke yake, iwe ni mwanzo wa mazungumzo ambayo yataleta natija katika jamii ya Walikoni.
Na leo nimekuja hapa kwa sababu Mheshimiwa Miraj, Mama Haki, yeye ako kwa kamati yangu kule Senate. Na wakati aliniambia tuna michezo hapa ya kuleta uwiano, kuleta amani, mimi nikasema nitakuja nisalamie watu wa Mombasa.
Let's now get to the English Premier League. And Jarrod Bowen